Welcome back to 5-Star Life. Coach Seth here to challenge you and coach you to living your 5-star life. And today, I want to talk to you about what to do when bad things happen. Now, I'm not suggesting that any of us sit around thinking about all the bad things that might happen to us. That's just going to lead to anxiety, maybe some depression. It's not good. Just a few lessons ago, I talked about the power of being intentional about what you think of, about your imagination and imagining the positive things you want to happen in your life. That's the key to success. But the reality is, we live in a world where bad things happen. Parents get divorced. People we love get sick, sometimes die. Friends change. We get cut from teams. Like, bad things happen. But today I want to teach you what to do when bad things happen. So when something bad unexpectedly happens to us, the difference between living a 5-star life and a 1-star life comes down to whether we react or whether we respond. Let me break down the difference. My sons have food allergies, and literally when my son was 5 years old, went to the neighbors to play. The mom came out with chocolate chip cookies. She didn't read the food allergy section where it said may contain peanuts, which he's highly allergic to. He takes a bite. Instantly, his lips, his tongue, his mouth swells up. He begins to vomit. And when we got the phone call about what was happening, we didn't say, "Now listen, son, you've got to stop reacting so negatively to peanuts." No, we gave him medicine to bring down the inflammation to help him survive. And our problem is, we don't understand the difference between a reaction and a response. And so when our friends change or leave us, or when we don't get the playing time we want, or something negative happens at home, we react as though we have no control. And then we're embarrassed by our reaction. We see how other people look at us, and we're embarrassed, and then we say things like, "Well, I'm just being true to myself. I'm just being real." No, what you're doing is you're reacting out of control, and it's something you don't have to do. A guy named Hal was in this horrible car accident. He broke 11 bones and nearly died. 2 weeks after the accident, the doctor walks in and announces, "You will never walk again." If I was in that situation, I'm pretty sure I would say, "This is not a good day. This is something bad that happened to me." Now, Hal, he didn't react. He responded. He answered by using what he calls the 5-minute rule. He learned this from his boss. His boss said, "Listen, when something bad happens, you have 5 minutes to complain, to whine, to cry, to yell, to punch your pillow, to do something that's not destructive to anyone, that allows your emotions to vent. But after that 5 minutes is over, you have to say 3 powerful words. I can't change it. Can't change it. It's not changing. What is, what happened, what's done is done. I can't change it." There's something very powerful about accepting what's happened instead of reliving it over and over and over. And then you can respond, or you can answer with what you're going to do next. And so Hal is in the hospital. A half hour after hearing he's never going to walk, he's happy. His parents, his friends think he's delusional. They're worried about him. And he said, "Listen, what's happened. I've made up my mind. If I'm in a wheelchair the rest of my life, I'm going to be the happiest person, the most joyful person, the most successful person in a wheelchair ever. I'm not going to be miserable. One of 2 possibilities is going to happen. Either I'm going to live in that wheelchair for the rest of my life, or 2, the doctor's wrong and I'm going to walk. I'm going to make a decision right now." My response is to put all of my energy into focusing how I can walk again, how I can live again. That's where my imagination is. But either way, I've accepted it. I'm going to be happy either way. 1 week later, the doctor walked in and announced, "Hal, your body is responding and healing much faster than we thought. We want you to try to take your first step tomorrow." Hal got his legs back. He got his life back. He now travels the world talking about what he calls is his miracle moment. His worst day actually turned into his best day because he lived by what we call responsibility. It's one of our 5-star life core values, taking ownership of our past decisions, our current reality, and our future dreams. Over the next week, the next month, the next year, I want to challenge you to take ownership of implementing the 5-minute rule every time something bad happens to you. Take 5 minutes to vent, accept it, recognize you can't change it, and then respond with the solution that moves your life forward. Listen, how you respond to life's problems will absolutely define you. This is one of the most powerful principles you can learn. Bad things cannot limit you, they cannot hold you back when you learn to respond, to answer, instead of reacting. Listen, I promise if you do this, your life will be repaired, it'll be brought back, it will be restored if you implement this. Good luck.